I'm Becca. I'm a senior mechanical engineering major from Southern Connecticut, and I will be taking you through my day. It's a wonderful weather day at the University of New Hampshire, so let's get started. Orion, where'd you go? Yeah. Amazing. That world culture vibe. Hello, I'm back in my dorm for the evening. So someone asked what I'm doing after graduation. So I will actually be moving to Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, which is pretty far away from here and from Connecticut, which is where I'm from. It's where my family lives. But I am really excited. I'm gonna be working at Epic, which is a medical software company. Essentially, if you have my chart, they make my chart. And I actually got reached out to them from Handshake. Like, they were like, oh, we saw your resume on Handshake, we'd like you to apply. And I didn't want to originally, but I actually really liked it. I like that it's very people oriented. It directly impacts software that anyone going to the doctor uses, which is awesome. And I'm very excited for the new adventure. Hi y'all! So we're winding down for the night. I had a social in my hall because I'm an RA, and we watched Shrek 2, which was really funny. I haven't watched it in a bit. So someone asked what one of my favorite experiences at UNH has been. The person who asked actually one of my residents last year. So hi Sabrina. And I've been pondering about this for a bit. I think I can't pick between two, so I'm gonna talk about two of them. Both of them were when I was an RA last year. And so at the end of the semester we had something called Circus for Circ, S-E-R-C, the section of campus. It was like a big carnival, and I remember getting up like very early and setting up with all the RAs on my staff, and it was really fun, really great, and we had all kinds of food, all kinds of snacks and everything. I actually got to go in a dunk tank, which I've never done before, so that was super cool. And the other memory that comes to mind was when it was my last social for my junior year as an RA, and I made breakfast for all of my residents, and actually a couple of my residents came to help me make it, which was super great. And it was just like, it was very cute that I just like had so many of them, or at least like some people like stopped and they're like, oh, I'm gonna take some fruit and go, and just like have like that like unifying like event for like the culmination at the end of the year. A big part of why I love UNH has been the community that I've found here, and part of it is from building it myself, but also just the people, which is great. Hi y'all. So before I sign off for the day, I just wanted to leave you with why I chose UNH and why I continue to stay at UNH. So I live about 3 hours away from here, and it was a little farther than I wanted. However, when I got here, I had that like feeling of I'm gonna be comfortable here, I can see myself fitting in here. And while I know that's not true for everyone, that is how I genuinely felt. Throughout my time, even throughout the pandemic, I have always been able to find people, whether that be staff, professors, anyone really, that they genuinely want to see students succeed. That could be anywhere from the custodian in my building when I was a sophomore. I realized that it cut off mid-sentence. But just to continue, I was talking about people that I have made connections with that aren't necessarily like people you would really think of, or at least like very unexpectedly. For example, the custodian when I lived in Hubbard my sophomore year was amazing and would always talk to me. Or the people at CAPS, which is a really great service at UNH. Or even like professors in a class that isn't necessarily in your major. And so I think definitely having that agency for yourself and reaching out to people is super important. But the great thing is there's a commonality that most people you interact with at UNH want to see you succeed.